The guys he's fought so far in one championship have been good grapplers. Every single person that he's fought, even his guillotine win, they've all been guys that have known exactly what was coming. They've been trying to stop him and they've not been able to. The difference here is that there's going to be a lot of things that Rodtang is not even going to be able to understand what DJ's doing. Like, you look at the movement, the control that he uses here. I mean, just watch this. Takes him down. Let's get to the next clip where he's inside control. Watch the work that his legs are doing here. So he's in half guard now. It's an open half guard. He's going to circle. He's going to try and circle his leg in and can't quite reach it because this is his opponent being aware of what he's doing. As soon as he feels that foot on his knee, we're looking here. As soon as he feels that foot on his knee, he moves his knee so DJ can't hook it, but then DJ drops off to the side. Like, the guys that he's up against, look, he's built a good frame on the inside with his arm here. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to get himself in good posture. These are all things that it would be difficult to teach Rodtang in a short period of time, which means that as soon as DJ gets his hands on him in the second round, he's massively vulnerable, hugely vulnerable. He's really got to make that first round count. I mean, DJ, look, he attacks an arm here, he doesn't get it, switches straight to a guillotine, knees to the head as well. You know for sure that Rodtang's been kneed in the head a few times, but he's not been kneed in the head in this position before. You know, these are all things that DJ is going to be able to work into his game. Neck attacks are going to be available for him very, very often. And look how he's driving his hip in. You can even see his opponent's got his arm caught across his center line, twisted up in a very nasty position. But DJ is an excellent neck attacker. You know, he's going to feel confident that once he's gone through 3 minutes, he's got 3 minutes to work this kind of attack. Take him down, drown him up against the fence, and attack his neck as he's scrambling back to his feet. You know, even allowing Rodtang to scramble back to his feet and scramble into chokes and guillotines, you know, taking his back and a variety of different things. There are lots of things that DJ is going to be able to throw at Rodtang, which Rodtang is not going to be properly prepared for. Just watch the way that DJ works over people on the floor, because the thinking for everybody is DJ is going to take him down and sub him, and that's going to be the end of the fight. That'll be, as soon as it gets to the second round, foregone conclusion that DJ subs him. But maybe DJ doesn't want to. Maybe DJ wants to prove a point and do damage. Like, you've got to think Rodtang's had over 300 Muay Thai fights, so he's going to have some scar tissue. So if I'm DJ, I'm thinking if I can take him down and progress my position, I could start chopping and you know, chipping away at him and start to open up some cuts. I mean, look at this control up against the fence here. You know, and these, you know, Kingad, these are guys that know what they're doing. They're building frames. He's postured on the fence here. He's got his elbow into play. He's built a frame. Look, I mean, look, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. You can't teach this stuff over a couple of months. Like, you can see Kingad's got his elbow in here. He's also got a frame built in here. So there's now something between him and DJ. And if at any point in this space DJ postures up to strike, that frame follows him and creates space for his opponent to escape. But watch the hip movement of DJ. We're watching his hip here. As he feels that frame on his hip, he drops his leg to the side and he scoops it back with his knee. And you can see his opponent trying to stop him doing it. Little scoop and gone. And that's at the same time as him threatening this arm, because now his opponent's put this in frame. Now that's an Americana position. So we've got the dual threat of him threatening the far side arm as well as nullifying the near side arm. Multiple things happen when DJ's on the floor. There are several conversations going on at once. Like, he's on a Kimura trap here. He's going to chip it in with a couple of knees at the same time. You know, so often you'll see these short knees to the body or little shots that he drops in that kind of go unnoticed, but are always depleting his opponent. If you're caught in this position, if you're caught in this Kimura and you can feel your arm and your shoulder twisted up like that, like, is Rodtang in a position where he wants to risk his shoulder being torn apart and taking him out of his career? Because that is a long-standing injury. That's something that would affect his lead hand for a long, long time. It might not be worth it. DJ might be able to put him in a position where he's just not going to take the risk, you know? Heel hooks would be a good attack as well, because, you know, there's the tendency to want to strike your opponent if they're chasing your legs. But you've got to think, I mean, the danger, we saw it with Gary Tonon the other day. He got caught clean chasing ankles. Like, there is a tendency to try and want to hit your opponent, but if you also don't know at the same time what they're trying to catch you in, you could be very vulnerable. Like, these kind of circumstances for DJ are really strong. This is something else that stuck out to me as well. It's a lovely level change. And again, You know, you think to yourself, if they've had a good back and forth in the first round, but DJ's been able to, but Rodtang's been able to clamp onto him with a tie clinch and work his body. Maybe he's hurt DJ's body, and he thinks, right, start the second round, I'm going to come out and I'm going to clamp onto the neck and I'm going to work that body with knees. It changes when takedowns become involved. Watch this level change underneath here. It's lovely work. Little knee to the body, and then duck under. Look how fast that is. Look how fast that is. Little knee to the body, and then he shucks the elbow to force his opponent to square, and then, every time I watch it, I notice something different about it. So he goes knee to the body. His opponent moves his back foot away, and he's leaning into him. You see how DJ twists his body, drives him over, which forces his opponent to bring his leg back to be square, to stay strong. He uses it to kind of weight himself so DJ doesn't just boss him around. And then after that, DJ goes straight in, level change. And you can see his opponent going for a tie clinch there, look. It's like that game where you have to catch a paper money between your fingers before it hits the floor. You've played that game. My dad always used to do it. Catch the £5 note and you can keep it. Never catch that £5 note. That's what he's trying to do. He's got the tie clinch here. DJ shucks him, makes him balance, and then level change underneath.